About 5 years ago, one evening, I was just at home, relaxing, chilling out, listening to some music, and it just so happened, on this particular evening, the music I was listening to was this. Oh yeah. So you may or may not know that as Isaac Hayes' theme from the 1971 film Shaft. It's a great track, but this particular evening, listening through to it, these two bars caught my attention. Okay, why, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you. Earlier that day, I had been watching a film, and it suddenly struck me that the music in this film that I'll be watching was incredibly similar in its rhythm to those two bars from Shaft. So, probably because I didn't have anything better to do with my time, I decided to conduct an experiment. First of all, I took 2 bars of video from Shaft and created a loop, which I'll show to you now. While doing this, I will be using a little camera here, so you can see I'm not checking my email. I'm actually working very hard up here. So yes, the loop. Okay, straightforward enough. I then took a section of video from the film that I'll be watching earlier in the day, and I tried to synchronize it with that loop to see what would happen. And this was the result. Okay. Thank you. So being the geek that I am, I got really excited by this. And this was really the start of my relationship with reusing and reinterpreting other people's music. I decided to see how far I could take this, so I did a lot of research. I cut up just tons of audio and tons of video, and in the end created this piece, which I will play for you now, live in real time. Camera back on.
You may stumble, trip up, fall on your face. Don't hold back. We think it's time you get up. Time to sit up. Come on, keep pace. Don't hold back. If you think about it too much, you may stumble, trip up, fall on your face. Don't hold back. We think it's time you get up. Time to sit up. Come on, keep pace. Don't hold back. World, time has come. World, time has come. Don't hold back. World, time has come. World, time has come.
You are too kind. So I became more and more fascinated with this idea of reusing and reinterpreting other people's music. The idea that you could take something like vocals from a Daft Punk track and they would fit almost perfectly with the BBC Snooker theme tune. It felt amazing, and it kind of still does, which is great. But it also brought up a load of questions. Should we be able to create just using other people's work? If so, how easy or difficult should it be for us to do that? And do the laws that govern this kind of thing actually reflect the changing way that we as a society are creating and consuming content? We're now living in the age of user-generated content, where an awful lot of people are actually just creating because they want to share an idea, not necessarily because they want to make a profit out of it or they want to make that their life career. They just want to share an idea. So could the systems that we've put in place to try and encourage and foster creativity, could those same systems actually hold some of those people back? So one of the most obvious ways of reusing and reinterpreting someone else's music is the cover song. I'm going to play a great cover song for you now. This is by a girl called Alexa, and she is singing Adele's Rolling in the Deep.
There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching the fever pitches, bring me at the dawn. The stars of your love.
Now, I'll stop that there, because while watching that, you are probably thinking exactly the same thing that I'm thinking. Should little Alexa be in prison? Now, to give you a little bit more background information about this, this was published on YouTube 2 years ago and has since amassed 31 million views. Well done, Alexa. But the issue here really is this breaching copyright law? So I want to take a quick hands-up poll of the audience. Who thinks that little Alexa here is actually in breach of copyright law? Hands up who think yes. Okay. Hands up who think no. This is fine. That is pretty much half and half. So I wanted to go through the same kind of process that someone like Alexa would have to go to find that out. Normally, when you publish a new video with an old composition, you need permission from the composer and you need a synchronization license. That license is basically for synchronizing that particular video with that particular composition. And these can be really expensive. But YouTube has introduced a blanket license to try and cover this kind of thing. It covers quite a lot of songs, but not all songs, and it's actually really hard to find out which ones it covers or not. I tried to contact YouTube to ask about the license, and they don't offer one-to-one support, so that was a dead end. I contacted a couple of music lawyers, I contacted performing rights societies, and I contacted music publishers. And in the end, it turned out that this song was covered under that blanket license, but only has been since summer of last year. So for the first year it was uploaded, it was most likely in breach of copyright, and ever since, it's probably okay. So in a way, you're all correct on this one, and everyone's a winner at TEDx. But the real issue is that Alexa here is 6 years old. She wants to sing a song to her family and her friends. And the way we do that these days is we post it online. It just happens she's picked up 31 million more friends along the way, but the difference here is that we've gone from a culture of mass consumers to a culture of mass creators. If you do a quick search, again on YouTube, for Adele cover, which I did, 3 million videos. That's 3 million videos of people just filming themselves singing Adele songs, which is fairly nuts, but I think it just goes to show the digital society wants to create and not just consume. And naturally, we kind of do that with whatever is around us. Now, there have been some really interesting developments in this over the past few years. Things like YouTube's licensing is a great example. Another really exciting area is Creative Commons licenses, which give creators the power and the freedom to allow their work to be used by other people in new and exciting projects, which I think is a great idea to pass on your material, to let it be used by other people. But this idea of creative freedoms and how much creative freedom we give the general public just to do what they want is a really difficult one. I'm sure there are probably a lot of different opinions on this within this room alone. And I'm kind of aware that this talk might actually cause more arguments and ask more questions than it solves. But I think now is a really important time for us to be having those arguments. It's clear that there needs to be some kind of balance between the freedoms of the increasing number of creative people who are generating the content we love every day and the ability to make money from that content. But I'd just like to end on this. To my mind, at any rate, if you look at the state of the music industry, for example, combined with society's inherent desire to create, the smart money is actually on the systems which will allow all of us to engage with all the content around us in new, exciting, and fundamentally very creative ways. Thank you.